The rate of change for a linear graph is simply found by finding the change in y after moving 1 unit along the x-axis. The initial value is simply the y-intercept. Let's use this line as an example. If we want to find the rate of change, like before, we have to see how much the y value changes when we move over 1 unit along the x-axis. So we start at -1, -1, and we want to move over 1 unit to see how much the rate of change is. So we move over 1 unit to 0, and what's the y value of when x equals 0? 1. So it moves up 2 units from -1, so the rate of change will be 2. Now, to make sure that's consistent with everything else, we can do that. So when it moves over from 0 to 1, it goes up 2 units. When it moves up from 1 to 2, it goes up 2 units. And so on and so forth. To find the initial value, like I said before, it is the y-intercept. The y-intercept, you should know, is the y value when x equals 0. So let's see. When x equals 0, which would be right here, the y value is 1. So the initial value in this linear graph is 1. The way to find the rate of change in a table of values is to use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. The way to do this is you select 2 coordinate pairs from a table of values, then plug them into the equation accordingly. The value you get is your rate of change. The way to find the initial value is to simply find the y value when x equals 0. Let's use this table of values as an example. So, let's make the equation. And now we can select 2 pairs to plug into the equation. So I'll use this one and this one. So let's plug it in. So 10 is y2 minus 7, which is y1. And then 1 is x2 minus 0, which is x1. So then solve. 3 over 1 simplifies to 3. That is your rate of change. Now, if you want to find the initial value, you want to find the y value when x equals 0. So we have to look which pair has x equals 0. This one, right? So when we look at the y value, it equals 7. So the initial value of this linear equation is 7. In a real-life situation, the rate of change is determined by how much the dependent variable changes when you increase the independent variable by 1. The initial value is the value you start with. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and most importantly, I hope you learned more about rate of change and initial values in linear equations.